Yeah, you got like there's like a lot of strings. First of all, they're going from your say so this shoulders, head, and they're spreading like a sun rays, and they're going into this particular layer right above your head. So I see your energy sphere round. Wait, let me touch you. It's like a projection of you. It's not even you. Oh, that's the rays. That's so, I mean, they are using some sort of technology because this thing above you that I saw right away was the rays, like sunlight rays. These are the rays that going from that layer and reconstructing your energy body, your energy sphere, but in fact, you're missing.
Well, what does that mean?
Mm, it just means they pushed you out of your energy sphere for some reason to use it for something, or let me see what they're doing. So I see four beings look like draconian hybrids, but they're smaller than I usually see them. I, they have a boss. The boss looks much bigger. So I look at the boss's profile. The interesting thing is like they almost look like hybridized humans would be with the scales, but the scales are translucent. The skin is greenish on the in front, and then their forefingers on with long nails on the hands. And this guy, they're all from Alpha Centauri, and they used to come to you. He's connected to him telepathically. He's connected to you, and he's holding you behind his back. He's like this shielding you so I can't see.
Oh,
But this little four guys, they actually take you. They follow his orders. They take you. They bring you to the laboratory. The laboratory looks like deep underground. Looks like a square box made out of like marble, but it's kind of the color is like dark beige mixed with some pink kind of material. It looks like a box underground, but then I walk in, it's very bright. You don't even see mm, like the positioning of the lights. You just see everything super white inside. Inside looks different from outside. I see the entrance from the above, and I also see how they park their spaceships. The spaceships look prolonged, like composed of three ovals connected. To explain it, they're like lined up in a perfect manner, and one is longer in the middle, and the other one's on the sides, the shorter. But from when they zoom through portals, it looks like a one big capsule, which is not. The middle section is the control and the lab, and that's why I see 15 beings. You say that you're from Andromeda, and they took you from there, and then they started incarnating you.
I'm sorry. You said they took me from there and then started to do what?
Yeah, well, what I see is they kind of storm the Andromeda galaxy with a lot of spaceships. And on those spaceships, they have a lot of ammunition. So they shoot. They look like plasma rays that go like this in a wave motion. They're bright yellowish orange, and they shoot at the atmospheric layers that kind of look like protective layers also, but because they targeted the fourth dimension, I would say, because you can mm, you can literally put like a hand through your body in that dimension, but they take it out and no problem. But I still see you wearing suits. You have this interesting suit was like light blue with the yellow golden stripe, but it doesn't go all the way down. It ends here, it goes in the middle. It's like a zipper, but it's not a zipper. It's some sort of connector, which distributes energy throughout the body in a perfect manner, connected with the other three sides on the side. They create like electromagnetic field of energy when you have to go away from your galaxy to visit other places. But you say that you used to be in charge. I see you like a commander almost like of a small group, and it's very male energy too, that it feels like it. But you've been incarnated as a female too. So, but in this particular picture, this particular life that happened right before they took you, or let's say right at the point when they took you tried to negotiate them not coming by force, and you were sent with a group of 5, so there's total of you 6. It's like Loros. That's what I hear that they call you. Like Lor or Loros. And I see there are platforms almost like petals around this particular planet. It's green in color. It's like a marble. And you sit on one of the planets. Your spaceship is flat, kind of golden, just like real gold color. And you come out, and I see this draconian hybrids, but this ones are black ones. They're thin black, kind of elongated bodies. They look almost like lizard people, but they did come from Alpha Centauri too. I also see Beta Centauri and other ones and Gamma, but it looks like their headquarters are in Alpha, and that's where they came. And you stop them basically on those platforms after they start shooting balls of, it's kind of like it goes in a wave motion, but then it projects that wave into one spot. When it's blocked by your protection. Your protection is it's almost like a net of energy around each petal. So it looks like a net of energy and then petals sticking out of it. But petal is like, I just call it petal, but it's a platform. It's a large platform where you can land your spaceship. And so you created this neutral negotiation platforms with other species who would come because you don't want them on your planet. You've had bad experiences when other alien groups come to you straight to your planet, and they tell you they brought technology, but they need your DNA in exchange. You tell them you don't need technology, but they say that they're takers and they're not going to retrieve their forces. So I see it's like a large explosion happened, And during that explosion, I see you and your team, all six of you. It's like you got inside that ball of the explosive ball came from a little tiny metallic capsule type thing that expanded, became purple and blue. That blue is outside, purple is inside, and then it's like encapsulated all of you inside, and you look like you're inside a glass bowl, and they just take you on a spaceship in that glass ball, all six of you. On that spaceship, there are interesting beings there. The heads look prolonged, triangular, and long black. They totally white color, white skin, slimy, and the black long kind of like eyes on the sides. Trying to understand who they are. They look like they're some sort of mantis beings, but the mantis don't have the heads like this. So there must be some insectoid form. Yeah, because their eyes are also strange. When I start looking into their eyes, they have this interesting thing happening, like the energy going in swirls and starts swirling around, even though the eye is long shaped black. And I get a feeling when I touch them that it's an insectoid form. It's like a hybrid, also mixed of some bee and fly, like a typical flies or a spider eye, that converted into something different, hybridized. But they're the ones who do the lab work, and they can totally shapeshift. They have this ability. It's due to their eyes. They do projection around themselves. They can project themselves into any human being in your dream state. I get a feeling they can actually even hold form, not for a long time, like a human form on Earth. If they get a lot of energy from you, they can show up for 5 minutes here and there, taking form of, let's say, your friends or family members, and just go back to nothing. So they're the ones who, it's almost like they palpate your neck in your forehead, your chest area. They do this one thing. They insert like a little ball, but the ball inside has like a camera, and it's straight into where the third eye is. Ball looks like a glass. I still see it in you. And I see that they go for the heart. They keep you, so they separate you in different balls on their spaceship. These are not typical capsules that they do. These are actually spherical balls, and they're made out of, it's almost like if a soul is high voltage, if we classify it that way, these balls are very low voltage to counteract the potency of the soul, the high voltage of the soul, so they can actually work on you. What this electrical environment does, because it is like electrical, it's dry electricity. When I touch it, there's no fluid, there's no gas, there's just waves going everywhere. It just makes you kind of numb, makes you fixated like a pinned butterfly inside. Um, and I see them working on the liver, kidneys, and the heart, because what they do, they have these containers The container looks like a gray box. It's not flat. It's got those things like accordion a little bit in front. And they open the door. It looks inside like some sort of complex container thingy with technology inside. Because it runs programs inside, you can tell there's some algorithms, there's some little coding system, and they put the heart inside, and it's supposed to create a replica of it. You know what they did? They actually took your DNA, and because there's another laboratory on that one I saw on Alpha Centauri, that's the one where they grow clones. And that's where they are trying to put the replica, call it that way, of your heart and your main organs in the clone. So they have to clone everything. They even clone like a thyroid gland. I see it right now. And it's got on both sides, it has some sort of energetic roots to connect to the vocal cords and the chest area. So it's like a connecting device that they enhanced with technology that they put into clone. The number of clones that I see is 7 that they made. And they would send them to Earth. It's the weirdest thing because they would actually try to make you meet them. They would insert you in your reality, specifically on your way, on your path, when you could possibly change your path created by them. But the minute you want to do it, they're like, okay, put that person on your way. I see a woman put on your way when you were 18 and you were just walking. It looks like a park area with the concrete and you're just walking, and I see this woman and you get, oh, I understand what happens. So here's the thing. They use the clones to shock you. When you look at the clone, you recognize, subconsciously really recognize it's you. So you get stunned. And in that feeling of being stunned, I see the spaceship, I see the blue beam, I see they lifting you, getting your energy body out of your physical, as if they froze the time. Everything's frozen, right, on this reality. But they take your energy body for experiments. You're like an experimental object for them. And I see you're taken to different rooms of the laboratory, of that large, basically facility of laboratories. And you would be taken to different room each time when they do this. So there's light yellow fluid on seeing your body. It's going, it's kind of following the lymphatic system because I see it more outside. But it's kind of like it goes and surrounds the main organs too. I see it's like I get that it's a nutritional juice that came to me, but it's artificially created because they need to keep certain organs of you disconnected from the whole body system. And this liquid is like how to say, it's like a buffer. It's like a buffer liquid that holds the body inside stabilized. So let's say we are inside, we're fractals of the universe, and we are creators of the universe, and versus inside of us. So they try to kind of disconnect you from that aspect of you that you're creator of the universe, and you're also a creator of your own body, despite them taking over, because your body still follows the way your soul's her characteristics are. So you would definitely look or have certain specific characteristics that your soul possesses, and there's nothing they can do about it. What they can do is they can use substances to mutate your DNA, and by mutating your DNA in the physical or etheric, they can mutate and change your characteristics a little bit here and there. But the thing is, they actually need your characteristics because they're trying. It's a global project. It's what's well, I can't really call it global. It's like a universal project that they're doing in between different groups. I see a reptilian group, tall whites. Um, the mantis being someone like they're slaves, but it's all between reptilians, draconians, and tall whites or Nordics. They are the ones who are trying to create uh, it's like a superhuman group that would dominate the whole universe, would dominate everything. Because right now it's like a fight going on, and everybody wants to dominate because most star races don't have what we have. They don't have soul, so they're fighting in between who's gonna get the who's gonna own all the souls, let's say, and control them all. And that's why I figured if you create, so you took Atlanteans, sorry, it's not you that, but they took Atlanteans as a prototype, and they want certain star races, as certain star races participated in this experiment of creating human body, but it's different in different timelines. Also, we have to remember that. They also want more advanced DNA of different star races coming from higher dimensions of the same star races. So they took Andromedians, they took Sirians, they took Pleiadians, they took all the main Arcturians, all those main DNA, and trying to combine them the way, but it's still experimental because they can't just create it out of nothing. They need to experiment on clone bodies first. But this clone bodies, it's like you have to start from the small to come to the big. And I see number 115. It's like they used you for 115 lives trying to work on this particular. I literally see like a hole in each and every organ of yours that they created to connect them all like beads on a string. So they can not only that they can take the specific genetic material from each to replicate for the clones, but also siphon the energy and also disorient the body inside and disconnect in a way you from your memories of your own self, because the cardiovascular system, organs, they all hold the memories. And if the memories are disrupted in such a dramatic way, then you would have hard time remembering. So that's what they did. And So basically, hmm, this thing is really mutating and changing. It's like a thick layers of light put together and form this almost looks like a bud of a rose type thing in the heart, just to keep a plug over that connection to the soul with that particular implant that has in each petal it has programs in it. And I feel like you've been working on it and you've been like taking out petals of programming just because you wanted to do it and you tried and you've gone through some certain um, procedures to do that, but you cannot take the whole thing out simply because um, it's rather connected to the big. It's like a book that they made you sign. It has all the agreements that you made with them. Um, they kind of tricked you in between lives. They would not always take you to the lab, but sometimes they would let you into this artificial. So I see an angel with classical, feathery, white feathers, wings showing up in between some of the lives of those 115. I see life number 70 from 75 to 76. Right there in between, they created like a fake pocket with a big machine. Looks kind of like a satellite thing, and it's like a drone control, but the drone projects a hologram composed of 5 different holograms, one inserted inside the other, like a matryoshka doll, and then you walk inside, and they tell you, "Did you like that life?" And you say, "Well, I didn't have enough emotions experienced." Or I feel like I didn't experience enough feelings, or I didn't have a family, or they would usually try to make you not have a family because they wanted you all to themselves. The reason why they would push you out of your energy sphere a lot, because they would draw. It's like they would put this is really another experiment, by the way. They would take your clone, one of your clones, and insert it into your live biological energy sphere, totally your energy, blend it with the energy of artificial you in a shape of a clone, and see how the whole thing can be combined, how you react because you're strapped to a like looks like a medical bed at the lab, and because you totally feel you're connected to that clone, you each of your organs is connected to each of the organs of that clone also. Totally feel that something's wrong with you inside simply because I feel like you feel as if something inside you is empty, not filled up, artificial, and you want to feel as you yourself, but it doesn't really feel that way. And then when they would take you from like really early age, from the age of 4. The reason why they didn't take you earlier, they wanted you to understand some things they would tell you and record as a program, more so you were more conscious. And each time they would take you, it's like they erase your memory, what happened there. But I even see you in some sort of like the hospital gown, and you're walking in the laboratory bare feet like a little girl, and the floor is metal, the sides are metal. Oh, that's actually on the spaceship, on their spaceship. So you have these moments when of awakening, full awakening to your consciousness. And what they do is I see this white skinned, glossy kind of skinned hybrid insectoid being would come up to you, turning to your, I want to say, like a grandma type, or sometimes it would be the mother, but I get more than it would be a grandma type being, that there
I'm
would be
sorry.
familiar face.
I have to run to the bathroom for a moment. I'm sorry.
Okay,
I hate
sure,
to interrupt, but I will be right
sure.
back.
Okay.
Okay, sorry, I'm back.
Yeah, sure. So when they would show up and just bring you back, strap you back in, there are two scenarios. There is like a bed that they would strap you in, and there's also a reclined seat. Reclined seat looks more like you know what they also done? It's like that Obigani chair they used to. I think they try to. They've done some hybrids. I keep seeing number 8 hybrids that they try to raise, but it's not what they usually do. They actually would insert into your uterus like little eggs, and that they would stay there for like a month. It would depend. They would monitor it, but usually like 4 to 5 weeks, and they would extract them. But they would roll you in your energy sphere sometimes for you to recover faster at the energetic level, because you would be so exhausted and energy depleted. They would be afraid that something would happen to your physical body and you die. So they would do that. So you would gain energy. Um, it's like, imagine it's like they keep your energy sphere where your energy body is supposed to be, but they keep it as some sort of healing center or healing chamber for you, mother beings, because they can use that the membrane of the outside membrane of the sphere as a healing kind of frequency. So you reconnect and you become bigger. In becoming bigger, you become stronger energetically, and that's what they would do. But then the moment you want to make a huge decision in your life, they would pull you out again. So you don't. They would each time they would try to sway you in some opposite direction. So what you're doing now, I see you actually got up from that. I mean, I see all the hybrids.
Are they still
It's
doing that to me?
no, they don't. They stopped.
Okay.
I see they stopped at the age of like 39,
Okay.
38, 39. But it's weird because they didn't really use hybrids like they wanted to. Instead, they're using them almost like DNA, like samples that preserve your DNA, I guess. And they're like in stasis, little containers, all asleep type thing. And I see that they also study them quite a bit. They failed at some DNA injections to make them to enhance them with some abilities that didn't work. They're trying to understand why it didn't work. What is that about the DNA soul connection that sometimes soul defends the DNA of a body of a container it's in, which is in your case is true. And then, but clones they've used all over the place. I mean, they would just like run them as if they were like remote controlling them. But all they got from you is a little bit of memory and your energy to run on. So I see you holding in your hand, in your right hand, you got the like crystal ball from your forehead. It's a it's a crazy technology. It looks like a real eye inside, but instead of the pupil, I got a camera. It's really micro too. It's really hard to see unless you zoom in. You take some you take some ring off your head. That ring was supposed to keep your thoughts in certain sequence, in certain way. A lot of times they actually would make mix up. Yeah, this ring is for mixing up your thoughts, mixing up your memories and disorientation purposes. Main is to disorient you. It's got it's like a ring and it goes over there, but in front it looks like it's stripes. It's light blue, light golden, light yellow, and then the white, like white metal. It's some alien technology, mind control that they just put it on you when you were 6 and they kept it on your energy body. They can also really shock you. Let's say you start thinking something you're not supposed to think or they don't want you to think about. They can cause like a massive headache or something like this for you too, because that thing can receive impulses, it can send impulses of any kind, any wave to your brain. So you also take that thing that looks like almost looks like a trunk of a tree, but it's got the roots going here, everywhere here, and down into the chest like this, like roots of the tree. You take that implant out. At the end of each cord, it has some sort of, it looks like a chip, like a round, flat, metallic chip. It's supposed to collect information of the physical body and transmit it to them in the waveform straight into their computer database. Um, there's some leftovers of in the reproductive organs. There's this it's kind of looking like this. It looks like crescents, but they're not really crescents. As if you took a round, flat, metallic circle, split it up into halves, and put it on both sides, where uterus is on both sides. So they create some sort of electromagnetic field to hold this system of reproduction in certain energy kind of grid. Um, it's still there. I don't feel like it really functions, but right now it serves for making you feel heavy and taking your energy. They siphon the energy through it. So the beating system with the organs and holes in the organs that I see, it's like they're all on the cord, which cord goes like different directions depending where the organs are on the body, and it all tied up with the chakra system. But in your case, the chakra system, I see like they draw like a classical DNA strand thing. It's like cup into cup into cup into cup. That's how I see. And each cup gets filled up with your energy. And they use different energies for different research because they're really interested in sorry intermediates at this force level because they can't get up, they cannot go higher. Which the thing is, you're incarnated in higher dimensions too, up to 16s, you say, but they cannot get to those incarnations of yours. The only reason why they grabbed you is because you were also incarnated in the force, trying to change. So what you usually do, you go to the past to change the now moment. And that's what you do when you incarnate on different galaxies. But you feel Andromeda is like your home because you've incarnated more than 50 times there. Um, that's why you kind of know the system, you know the rules, and each planet has its own rules, and each galaxy has its own laws of physics and everything. So it's easy for you. And you're saying that you incarnated just to for the purpose of living, experiencing life. It's not about harsh experiences, sufferings through, pulling through, surviving like it's an earth. You're just doing it, all of you doing it for the fun of it. Um, so you're just opening a portal. I mean, there's like a huge pile of all the implants that you pulled out from your body. You also took off some gladiator sandals that go over your calves, and they were squeezing your calves, making them almost like contract, like the muscles. And you say in agony, it's almost like it's hard to explain that feeling, but the muscles would get real tense. But those sandals are implants. They're supposed to make you slide in different direction. That's what you said by touching the implant right from it. So you open a portal, create fire in the portal, and pull all the implants in there. All of them go in there. So they're burned up. Close the portal. Here's the thing. The book The old looking brown paged book that you ordered those four to bring. Those four told the boss told there's another guy. He looks dark green with a, it's almost like a duck snout, I would say, like flattened out. I get like he's a reptilian hybrid, but he's amphibian and he's the one who keeps the contracts in their own like archive. So he gives you a 24-page contract. It's like a book, 24 pages. And the pages are all blank until you touch them. They start showing some interesting symbology, some spirals and lots of stars. Stars have 7 angles, and they're drawn inside the circles. And then there are sun rays coming from the stars in between the um, there's a lot of symbology involved. It's almost like some sort of encoding language, so you can read your own contract. But it totally works like our touch screens technology works. When you touch it, it shows up. When you move your hand away, it goes blank. Nobody can read it but you and the ones who are in control of you, simply because you didn't know that they were the ones controlling you all your life and all the previous lives. So what you do next, you burn up this book. It's like a flat tray, metal tray that you created. You burned it up. You open the same portal straight out. The DNA. You're just going all the way back when you were 4. That's when they start taking your DNA. They would also take DNA because they would use some substances and see if some substances changed it the way they want it. So, but it kind of played a bad joke on them because they tried to mutate it too much. And that's why the hybrid project didn't go as well as cloned body project. In this case, you disconnect from hybrids and clones and you cancel out the moment by saying I refuse to be taken. I refuse to be taken, and that very moment, because past and future exist in the now, you changed all the timelines and changed the moment of now as if they never abducted you. And I think you might get flashes of how it was before, because now you don't have this implant in the third eye area, so you can see clearly. You probably have memories popping up. But you changed your DNA. I clearly see 90 strands of DNA that you have, and it's that bright blue with purple hue on the sides color. Um, and then you look at the mental, emotional bodies. It looks like somebody was just shooting them and made a lot of holes. The the why holes, because holes were connected to the technology and the wires going through your body, and you remove them all right now. So you just decided that you're going to use a powerful magnet and you're going to go over all your energetic bodies, magnetize out all the substances that are running through your now even cardiovascular system, but mostly lymphatic because it looks like light yellow color, and it's magnetized. Um, you know how I see it? I see it like this. I see that the informational clusters, that's what you're calling them, got onto this giant square magnet that you created. And as they're pulled out of your mental emotional bodies, the holes get healed. They get repaired quickly. Like you don't see holes anymore. So you did that from head to toes. And now you're removing this layer from your energy sphere by you're basically just putting your arms up, raising your vibration higher and higher and higher. It's interesting, it's entertaining to see for you how the beings almost like they want to run away, but they can't because you actually stop them, you froze them because they're still connected to you, but you disconnect from them now, open a portal, and order them all out from your energy sphere because your energy sphere belongs to you and nobody else. And anybody who wants to enter it or touch your energy body needs to get a permission to do so because it's a free will. Uh, the whole idea is you have to ask before you do something to others. And that's what you pronounce to them that you're aware of and you know, and they just cease to exist in your energy sphere by walking through portals, and you close it and it's empty now. Nobody's there but you. So I see you have this perfect round energy sphere around your body. You go to that moment when you're at that one of the pedals of the negotiation platforms, and you just create this bouncy wall. It's like, imagine it's like a trampoline, but it's put in the vertical position, and they bounced off of it back into the black hole. That's what I see. And they're gone. So that's what you did to get rid of them all. And I already see you back on Andromeda working as that Loris guy, that being. Yeah, very much like, I mean, the feeling from all of you comes as you are some sort of humans, but just look different. But the feeling is very familiar. So you're back there. You share the information with other crew members, so all 6 of you can release yourself, can set yourself free. And they actually they all did accept the information from you. You gave them as a sheet of paper, and they followed the protocol, 5 steps that you wrote, how they can liberate themselves, and they did too. So see, you all came, and you're saying that I did it just in time because the cycle is ending. We're almost there. So that was it. I mean, I didn't go into the other side of clones that they would use them. They would use them for different programs also in SSP. They totally would. I see them doing it. I see the cyborgs being put like in some sort of suits, and the suits have some interesting helmets with the laser beam coming from the front, and it has like layers of some sort of technology on top layered. And they would just go to the moon a lot. I see them on the moon a lot. On that side that we don't see them on, and they would be kind of restructuring, like terraforming the moon. And I see two of them being as military soldiers, like a military uniform on the moon. I think you're just very connected to all of this because you used to be connected to them. You're disconnected now, but you were feeling the connection. You would feel that this information was all true. What you watch about, everything, how they took over the solar system and everything in the other systems, it just would feel very much like home to you, and because of the clones and like they're constantly running they're just like artificial slave system of clones under their supervision, and people incarnated on Earth know and feel it. Just most of them that they don't know how to disconnect. That's all. Yeah, you can ask any questions if you want.
Will they continue to come to me, do you think?
No, they cannot come to you anymore because the minute you pronounce your will, your free will, after you discover them, you just say you already changed it. You changed it at the age of 4. You said, stay away from me. I refuse you to come. I reject you. So right there, they're already not coming. So by changing back then, you change in the now and you change in the future. So you're not like affected by any means. The only thing that is what you did, the work that your subconscious just did on the etheric, it's going to calm down into the physical layer by layer by layer. So it depends. Some people it takes longer, others it's very short and quick process. It all depends for how many years it's been going. It's been going pretty much all your life. So but also you can accelerate the process. The thing is, they're afraid of us to know about that that our mind is more powerful than any technology they own. So the minute your mind decides, I want to be out of that system of control, that's the very minute you disconnect and they cannot touch you anymore because you stand in your power. You all of a sudden you remembered that you're stronger than them. And once you feel that you're stronger than them, you are higher level than them. So you just look at them like ants when you walk through grass and like there's nothing they can do to you. Um, so
I have a lot of anxiety. Is that does that stem from what has?
anxiety.
Yes. Does that stem from what was done to me, or is that just something I was born with? I'm just wondering if it was.
Anxiety comes from the programming and from the reality of them taking you all the time. It's like you're always running a program of being scared of being taken.
Mhm. And so that should ease as well.
Yeah, because you cleansed your mental, emotional bodies. That's exactly where that anxiety was sitting. And you also initiated the process of regeneration in your etheric body, thus your physical body. So it's gonna just like by raising your vibration, you push out all those programs. at the etheric, but at the physical, the reason why the session is done is for your physical analytical mind to understand, okay, well, I changed everything. I'm fine now. Nothing to worry about. I'm totally safe. I changed all the timelines, changed all the events in my favor now. So they have no power over me because I know how sneaky they acted and what, lies and deception they used against me. And so from that moment, you're untouchable. And you also, because all the fields around us, what we call air, is all electromagnetic fields filled with information, and you through those fields and cosmos, you connected to your um, you call them fellow citizens from Andromeda. You told them you shared the information with them also, as well as you shared the information with all the people you know in your life here. It happens automatically.
Okay. Was I ever in any combat situation or used for, combat?
Yeah, the clones been used a lot for that because I see a lot of enhancements and they're mostly like built into suits that they would put on them. They looked very like like muscular, but those are not muscles. Though those are ammunition type things that work on algorithms. And because they had the control system on your head, and inside the heads of those um, clones, they had it's like a box of control. They can remote control and activate different things that would shoot at others. So you probably you've seen a lot of like conquering worlds, conquering planets, walking along the Dracos and things like that. Like it sounds familiar to you because of the clones who used to do it.
Okay.
Mm.
Are you able to sense whether my husband is involved at all in any way with aliens?
Yeah, he has a big, large implant in his left ear with a red and yellow cord sticking out. It looks like imagine if you take a headphones, but it's sticking out the one of them on the left ear. There's no this thing, there's no that thing. It just like as if they took the ear out and put it in there, so they can communicate with him and they can also listen what his physical ears hear, and they can receive that information through him. I
Okay.
mean, that's the first thing I saw when you mentioned his name. And I also see some strange technology also with him because it mostly goes around his face and it looks like little glass microfibers. I thought to explain that. It just like goes like this. Are they almost like antennas or receptors on a cell that you see under microscope, but they're going all around him like this. And this is the his interface with others, interface with technology that they use for putting yet more information to their database. The beings who interfere with that was him look like those from Egypt with the head of a like a German shepherd almost
Mhm.
in cloaks.
All right. I guess that's it. Trying to think if there's anything else I can think to ask. I did have a dream once where I had been taken and I was misbehaving. I was trying to get away, and this entity turned into kind of like this typical witch looking. She looked like, a storybook witch with white flowing hair and old face. And
Yeah.
she came screeching toward me and was scratching me. And then I woke up the next morning and I had scratches up and down my legs.
Exactly.
What?
That's that white mantis looking glossy white skin being who would turn into grandma a lot, and then I
Okay.
just see that wrinkly face all the time, and they would just like wear different outfits.
Yeah.
Depending on what you believed at the moment or what you were focused on at the moment, they would read from your mind.
And find what was scariest, I guess, and manifest
Yeah,
that
yeah,
way.
yeah,
Okay.
because they were doing experiments on you. It's like they were taking scrapes of DNA or something. I have no idea, something from the skin and their stomach.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. This was very,
Mm,
very interesting, and I already feel better. So, thank you for listening to me.
sure.
All right.
Yeah, it's something.
Oh, if you use this video, can you cover my face and hide my identity?
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah. I can put a picture over your too if you want. You can send me a picture. I can pick any.